Would you like to know more? Would you like to know more?
Welcome to Warmaster Podcast, episode 187 with Paul and Barry.
Hello, listeners.
I'm not sure what this is called, this episode. I can't remember what I called it. I don't think I called it anything particular at all. Oh, the voting window opening.
Voting window opening, yeah.
Yeah, something like that. 2024 voting window open, which is a bit of a main topic, but not really.
Okay.
Not
right.
really.
Yeah.
But, so we got the intro out of the way. What have you been up to in the last... It's only been a couple of weeks. It feels
That's
like
good. Yeah,
relatively recent for a change.
I've been playing in the Club Mordheim campaign.
Cool.
Which is cool. I've really enjoyed Mordheim actually.
It's all right.
Yeah.
As long as you don't take it too seriously.
No, but you can't, can you? I'm
sure people will try.
Yeah, they will.
If they use the non, the stuff that came up later.
Oh yeah, like expanded, like
the crazy stuff.
Yeah. But I don't think anybody. No, there was like
I'm playing the Chaos Warriors.
You had to use like originals.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay.
And yeah, I've played 2 games of this.
It's Rats.
Yes, game over there. You've seen them.
Obs.
Yeah, I've done two games of it. Well, actually 4 games of it because every time you play, it's so quick that you play 2 games a night.
What?
Oh yeah, Mordheim's super fast. There's nothing to it really. Like
you just run and get the warp zone, run out.
Well, it all clash with each other. I mean, like both times, in several of my games, my Skaven have failed the first route test and like gone.
Bye.
So because already leadership 7 that's the leader is leadership 7. He can't, and so your stats are there's like limited stats on every race.
Yeah.
And Skaven cap at leadership 7. So your leader
So
starts
as
brave as you
get
can.
Is it 25% casualty?
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
And that's something just knocked down.
Yeah,
it's not dead.
No, that's out of action.
Yeah.
So 25%. So like, if you've got a warband of less than 8, that's like 2 guys.
2 guys.
And then you
2
like
rats.
test. Yeah, like,
2 rats.
2 rats.
Test we failed. Go.
Yeah, but like but in Mordheim, it's like running away. It's like it's not such a problem because you keep your warband intact. It's about developing them and like. But already there's
you don't get much experience from running away.
You don't get much less than if you won. Like it's like. So at the moment, my band has taken on several characters. So like my leader is just packing everything that can keep him alive. Like he's got a rabbit's foot, a lucky charm, a holy relic. He's learned tail fighting, so that gives him an extra chance for a parry with his tail. It's got a sword in its hat, his whip, and he's just keep him alive. He's not been taken out of action yet, though he has been targeted, which is scary. Because you can't replace it, it'd be hard to replace.
Right.
And then everybody else is completely expendable. It's I won. I played Rid in the second round, and he won a game and I won a game. That was really hard because everything in Undead causes fear, so that's leadership checks. And what a Skaven
What to do it?
Like to attack them.
Oh well, that's impossible.
And it's
sir.
What a Skaven not good at.
That's an understatement.
But I've also got a Night Runner, which is they're heroes that start with no experience. So they can technically get the most interesting characters because they got the most room to develop.
Right.
But he's got I gave him a blowpipe, to forgive it, a unique Skaven weapon. And
it's not really Skaven, is it?
Well,
cool.
Yeah, only Skaven can use it.
There's no Lizardmen then?
No. But he can fire that from hidden.
Right.
And not give away and stay hidden. It's the only thing that can do that.
Right.
So I'm building this sniper blowpipe.
Blowpipe
sniper. And I realised, of course, its range was only 8 inches to begin with, and I was like, hang on. It's like
how do I get this
Yeah. How can I gotta be close but not too close. And then I realised there was a skill called Eagle Eyes, which extends the range of anything by 6. So it's now he can...
Eagle Eyes, they help his lung capacity, do they?
So now he can... it'd be like good lungs, wouldn't it? So now he can sit 14 inches away and blow his blowpipe at something. Wow. He hasn't killed anybody yet, but it's...
Does he hit anybody?
He does hit.
But
it's strength 1.
Wow.
But it is poison. So if I get that 6 to wound, then I've 6 to hit, I've wounded.
Wow. Cool.
Yeah. That's fun.
Well, that sounds interesting.
And also, I've been building my first 500 points for the club's Old World League, which is going to start at the end of the month.
Okay. So, lots of league stuff going on. But
it's good because the club needs to be busy. It gets busy by having these these installments built into it.
Right.
It certainly gets people playing each other who wouldn't know each other, who don't
Yeah,
know each other.
That's
You know, like and when the already games of Old World are getting played down the club, and when this league kicks in, it'll be.
So you haven't played yet? Or
I haven't actually played a game of it yet. No.
I've played 2.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I know you have. Yeah. I want to quiz you about what you think.
What? I'll tell you. I don't know back. Right. So, what have I been up to? I don't think I've been up to much. But a couple of games of Old World. That's it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Not much. Oh, and Battle Brothers on the PC or Steam Deck.
Yeah, no one cares about that. I mean, like
computer gaming. Although people do want to talk about Battle Brothers, I could talk all the
No.
I could start a Battle Brothers podcast. There's so much to go on that.
Is there really?
Written by German development team.
Yeah.
Fantastic.
Well, if we go off topic, I've been watching the Masters of the Air on Apple TV.
Never heard of it.
It's so Band of Brothers, the Pacific. Tom Hanks is like World War II drama series.
Yeah, I do.
Yeah, I mean the Masters of the Air is the new one, and that's on Apple TV, and it's really good. It's visually
set in Normandy.
So it's the US 8th Air Force, and their job was to bomb Germany in daylight hours. And the casualties they take are just mental. Just like these B-17s getting shot out of the sky.
So is this the thing they were talking about? It's like the new Band of Brothers.
Yes, that's right.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, fair. And
enough.
Because I watched Band of Brothers obviously, and the Pacific I couldn't get on with. That was just too grim.
Yeah, it's grim.
It's just grim. I mean, it's grim, man, but it's the kind of thing you watch once as I don't want to watch this again. Thank you very much.
But I mean, visually. Like this Master of the Air is fantastic because it has the budget to show, and it's like they have these like 300 bomber strikes, and they're just all in the air, just falling out of the sky. Just the amount that's going on the picture, because this is Germany in 1943, so they haven't lost the war yet.
So where were they attacking?
Well, they're attacking these like Ravensburg and like these factories in Germany.
Right.
Like because they actually have a very a secret bit of bomb equipment that allows them to do pinpoint bombing, which so they're not indiscriminate. They're like, we'll destroy that factory, but to do it they've got to fly over Germany in broad daylight.
Right.
I don't know while the RAF are doing it at night.
Okay. That's interesting because I watched this very morn I watched a YouTube video just randomly on flak towers.
Right. Okay. Yeah.
Which is what Germany chose to use rather than like to defend against bomb runs.
Yeah.
Like cities, I think it was Berlin and a couple of other cities.
Yeah.
So it wasn't everywhere.
Yeah.
And they built these massive fucking gun towers with anti-aircraft guns on the top, like 4 anti-aircraft guns, twin 10 mils or
88 millimeter. Yeah.
Oh no, bigger than those.
Oh, okay, right. Yeah.
So 2 of those, so that in pairs on each of the 4 corners, so there'd be 8 of those guns shooting like
bang, bang, bang.
Yeah, what was it? 88 was 8.8 centimeters. So it's like 10.5 centimeter flat guns or 12 centimeter flat guns.
Yeah.
And they were fucking So instead of trying to compete in the skies, they just because when the bombers are coming in on their bomb run, they have to maintain a steady distance and height.
Yeah.
To hit the target.
Yeah, that's right.
So that was when these fucking flak towers just like went to town.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
I mean, I don't understand like. I know flak is like exploding shells. Were they literally just shells set to explode at a certain height?
Or after a certain amount of time or something?
Yeah, it's like, so it fires up and then bang, and it just explodes. And that's what they were.
Yeah, like shrapnel, isn't it? Shrapnel.
Right, fair enough. Yeah.
But they were saying it was something mad, like, I think it was 6,000 rounds per enemy plane being hit or destroyed.
Oh, how much it took?
Yeah.
Yeah, I can believe that.
And these rounds are big.
Yeah. I mean, like, it takes a lot to knock these B-17s out of the sky, but a lot do get knocked out of the sky. Yeah.
But there's a lot of flak coming out, I guess.
Well, no, but also then the fighters, it takes a lot of rounds to bring them down. They could keep flying on like two out of 4 engines, and just somehow keep going. Yeah.
Wow. Cool. Well, maybe I haven't got Apple TV. It's the one.
Oh, we got a free trial for like 3 months.
Right, it's the one I don't have.
Yeah. I mean, there are.
That was where the Game of Thrones one was, wasn't it?
Now TV.
Oh, that was Now.
That was Now
God,
TV.
they've got to stop this fragmentation.
Yeah.
You need like 15 different subscriptions.
Mm-hmm.
Oh well, I'll give it a go. What was it called again?
Masters of the Air.
Masters of the Air.
Yeah.
Right. Or Masters of the Air if you're a southerner.
Okay. Anyway, tell me what you think about Old World.
It's on the list.
Okay, right.
I've got a discussion about Old World later on.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
So the first thing we need to talk about is the voting window is open. It's
Yes.
been open a little while. We've got a really kind of laid back voting window this time.
Okay.
So a couple of people suggested some changes to fit around events that are being held. So the window opened like really kind of casually, and then it stays open for 3 weeks, and then there's a week for seconding, and then 3 weeks for voting. So it's quite a drawn
okay.
process.
So that's how we're doing it. A week for seconding. Yeah.
I mean, you can second at any point, but basically the seconds aren't counted until the proposal window closes.
Yeah.
And then the seconds are done, and then the voting window opens.
Yeah.
So I would expect it to be like early to mid-April before anything comes out about what's changed, because it'll be nearly the end of March before we even finish voting.
Yeah. Do you have anything you're going to propose?
I'm probably just cleaning stuff off I wasn't happy about last year, but we'll see how that...
just wording?
Not necessarily wording, just things... I think I probably mentioned them during the vote, so I'm not going to go on camera or on record.
Yeah.
But things I wasn't happy with, so I've had another year to think about them, and I'm still not happy with them, so I'll try and change them. I think they weren't things I suggested to change last year. They were things that were proposed last year as part of so for example, as something in a new army list that I didn't like.
Yeah.
But it was a kind of case of the army list was going in.
Yeah.
And we couldn't unpack it and start changing bits of the army list because it would have been too messy. So the easiest way to do it is accept the army list as is, and then if there really is a problem, go back and kind of amend it the year after.
Yeah.
So that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
Just going back and trying to put things right that I thought weren't 100%. And you, sir? Any even nonsense this year?
Why, nothing that's new. Like nothing.
Oh no, we're not going back to the old thing, flogging the old. Can we have what was this stupid dark elf blunder rule?
Yeah, man.
Come on, man, you're not getting that stuff here.
I mean, there's something that's like, I don't know. This is a good question. Would this proposal be a major or a minor, and is it even worth it? So basically,
so this is completely out of the blue.
No. It's something I've voiced before, but I didn't try and do it last time. Was that so the rules for cannons, like the bounce mechanic, is silly. Like
that's not even a rule change. That's not even that's an Alice job.
Yeah, no, I'm saying it's like
so that doesn't even come through the committee.
What
you're talking about?
Well, to change basically, what I would say is not have measuring this 5 centimeter from a straight line of where cannons hit you, like, because that's nonsense. It's like it's open to interpretation, by players I've found, and it would be better if it was just simply like you just simply is there a unit formed up behind the unit? If you hit it in the front, it bounces through them. Like, I wouldn't have it with any measurement, basically.
Yeah, so basically, I think we've discussed this. It goes like, if you shoot in the flank and the thing's in line, it will bounce to another stand.
Yeah.
That might be in the same unit. It will be in the same unit because it comes in, and we just assume it goes... If it goes into the front of a unit in the flank and it's in line, it moves through the flank.
Yeah.
And if it comes in the front, it goes and bounces through 2.
Yeah.
Because that's 5 centimetres.
So something like that would be my proposal. Is that a major or a minor?
It's neither.
It's neither, yeah. All right.
It's neither. It's a discussion with Alice.
Yeah. Okay, so
I don't think
it's not worth doing.
I don't think it's a terrible idea, but the problem with canon rules is they're never good. Even in the old world, the canon rules are still a bit hodgepodge, aren't they?
I haven't checked them out yet. Yeah, I mean, well, it'd be if it's imagine it. Is it like nominated target? Then yeah, artillery dice.
So if you roll, so basically you pick a target, roll a dice.
Yeah.
If it's a misfire, you roll a pair of dice actually, isn't it? So, or is it? No, it's just 1 dice, isn't it? It's got misfire.
Artillery and the 2 to 10. Yeah.
Yeah. So if it's a misfire, it hits the ground, and that's the end of it.
Yeah. Doesn't bounce.
Or if it's a misfire, your cannon gets damaged potentially, and then if you roll it again, and then it's 2, 4, 6, 8, 10 or whatever. That's how far it bounces. And if you roll a misfire, it doesn't bounce.
Yeah.
So it's all a bit random, isn't it? Because the initial spot unit can move.
Yeah.
And then it can. See, it's a bit mathematical, isn't it? You've got to go. I'm going to go 7.5 centimeters or inches forward here, and then just hope.
It just should be a ballistic skill roll to hit of the crew. That's all it should be.
And then if it hits, it bounces through.
Oh, no, yeah, if it hits...
It's going to hit. It's not going to stop, is it? If it's a fucking rat on the front line.
No, like, as in, like, okay, I target that unit. It's got 4 ranks. My guy's ballistic skill 3 or whatever. hit on a 4, done. Okay, that's four models hit.
Yeah.
Yeah. If
That's not slowing down.
And if you roll a 1, like followed by, I don't know, if you roll a 1, there's a chance of a misfire or something like that. If you roll a 1 to hit.
The amount of points
that is so much simpler and does the same mechanic than the nominate, bounce, blah blah blah. Yeah.
And also, you don't get that many shots in the game out of a cannon. It's got to do a lot of work to get its points back.
Yeah. It's got to fire at the right thing.
For a start.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. It's got to. Yeah. It's like killing 4 goblins is not going to do.
do nothing.
Why did you bother? Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So I mean, potentially that it's not something I disagree with what you're saying, but I'm just not sure what appetite there is there to change it, because I don't think it's, apart from it's inelegant and the system as it is at the moment, I don't think it's that big an issue for anyone.
No, it's a point of cleaning up stuff that is as like a hangover of bad rules writing.
So that would, if and when that would happen at the next rulebook rewrite, whenever that happens.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Hopefully not too soon, because I've just got the hardback on.
Fair enough. I mean, then to be honest, I don't know if I'm going to actually end up suggesting anything.
Well, you can always suggest some stuff.
Yeah, I'll think about it, but
Jan's got stuff he wanted. He's run out of proposals for you, just like renaming this or renaming that.
Oh yeah,
those kind of trivial bits.
Yeah, but that's good. Like I might ask him what he wants me to put forward.
That's very generous of you, sir.
Well, if I don't have something and I agree with what he's saying, then why should it not? Because what I don't have is I don't have a pool of games where I've been playing an alternative rules or something. Alternative
Oh no, that is interesting.
Yeah, so that I don't have. Yeah,
that draws us into a little rant, a little personal rant of mine about playtesting.
Yeah,
and we've got to be honest. This is a volunteer organisation, the committee.
Yeah.
And how much playtesting really are we talking about that's being done?
Yeah.
I mean, with the best will in the world, that people are doing it with goodness in their heart, and they're doing as much as they can. But it's not. If you were doing something and having a formal playtest process, one change could have hundreds and hundreds of games played just looking at that one change by people who don't have a vested interest in the change.
Yeah.
So it's not like I've suggested the change and you're seconding the change. It's like somebody else has come up with this change. I'll just look at it with a pair of
Yeah.
fresh eyes. And another 100 people will do the same, and they'll all play games and feedback. Yeah. That process is the dream, but that process is not what we got. Which is why sometimes things get passed through with the best will in the world that maybe don't end up being right.
Yeah.
Maybe don't survive contact with the real world, for example.
Yep.
Okay. So anyway, we won't talk too much more about the committee, but one thing I do want to say is the voting window is open. So if people have got proposals they would like somebody to champion for them, like Paul apparently has got nothing to champion.
I don't have, generally don't, I don't have something where, last year there was loads of good Skaven ones, but it's not the Doomwheel one didn't get through, for example, which would have made it a more interesting thing.
Right.
But I can't just propose that again because I haven't played loads of games with it.
Has it changed the proposal?
What
the proposal?
Well, no.
It's unlikely to pass.
It did. Yeah, exactly. But it would be the same thing because that was a better thing for the army list. That was a better use of that model.
You're not talking about the Screaming Bell, are you?
Yeah, making it a character mount.
You said the Doomwheel.
No. Sorry, I meant the Screaming Bell. Yeah.
There's no chance it's becoming a character mount. It was absolutely fucking bonkers.
Yeah, but it was good. It was good.
It's good now.
It was good for the army.
I have never, ever managed to kill a Screaming Bell, no matter how hard I try. And making it unkillable would just be absolutely bonkers.
Ding, ding, ding.
Ding, ding, ding.
Mate, I'll put a Screaming Bell against you in the old world. Let's see how you can try and kill that one.
Superb. So it looks like Paul's got some space if people want to fire him up on Facebook.
Generally, but
keep it sensible, because Paul's got a reputation of bringing nonsensical stuff.
Yeah.
So some sensible proposals from Paul would go great.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, or I'll just won't end up putting anything in. Yeah.
You don't have to put them in.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. It's not the law.
Yeah.
Next thing is Jan. Jan Zabatka.
Yeah.
German friend. He's doing a podcast. Did you know that?
Yeah, he is in German. Yeah.
He is in German. So check him out if you sprechen Sie Deutsch.
Sprechen Sie Deutsch?
Sprechen Sie Deutsch.
Yeah.
If you don't sprechen Sie Deutsch, it's going to be pretty hard to
Don't bother. Wait till he translates it into English.
So yeah, I haven't managed to listen to it in German because I can't speak German.
Yeah.
Being a lazy, arrogant Englishman, I can speak a bit of Spanish, conversational, order a beer and some chicken.
Wow, you fluent, you basically native.
What else do you need to know how to order? You can survive on beer and chicken, for sure.
Yeah.
Right, so we're on to one of the main-ish topics now. It's fantasy, Warhammer Fantasy, or the Old World as it's called.
The Old World, yeah.
The Old World.
Yeah.
Which I think, I'll talk about the games in a minute that I've played, I think has made a reasonable fist of meeting contact with the real world. But it's definitely undercooked. and I'm not prepared. Do you know what? On a tangent to this, because this is kind of relevant to what we're saying here about what I'm going to say. Guildball's back.
Yeah. But did you see their video?
Nope.
Oh my god.
I'm not interested.
Oh
not
my
interested
god.
in the video. I've still got my stuff because
Oh
I don't sell anything out.
Yeah.
So,
but the video that Matt and Rich did. Oh my god. Like, who's advising them? And or not advising them, because
they are the people in charge.
Yeah,
they're the people advising them.
That should not have been put out.
We got the family coming in, so I'm going to pause now.
Attention! If you need to get your miniatures safely from point A to point B, then get yourself a KR multi-case. KR multi-cases come in all manner of different shapes and sizes and have gamer-friendly pricing. So do yourself a favour and get yourself a KR multi-case today. Soft foam, hard cases.
So we're talking about Guildball.
Yeah.
And you say that I know they were relaunching back in, and I've still got all my stuff, which is like a big plus for me because I never sell anything.
No, you never give anything away.
In fact, I even bought some stuff.
Like compassion, you never give it.
Never. So I remember scalping some blacksmith stuff. Was it the ones where they had like a master and an apprentice?
Yeah, blacksmiths. Yeah.
So I scalped away those from SmogCon.
Uh-huh.
Back in the days when I was still interested in that kind of scalping nonsense, and then bought them back when they were pinning out.
Yeah.
I got them for Buttons fucking ate me.
Yeah.
Buttons ate me. So I've got my blacksmith. I don't know if they're any good blacksmiths, but I've got my team. If ever fucking comes back to life.
Yeah.
So it's back to life, yeah.
Well, the stuff will be put on made to order, so you'll be able to buy. I don't think they're not. I don't think they. Well, no, actually, they said that if they get through a lot of product, then they might start developing it again. Which
what do you mean getting through? So they're going to start a print farm in Stockport.
Yeah, I guess so. Yeah.
Okay, fair enough. Fair enough. I mean, the stuff is 3D sculpted by Russ Charles. So, I mean, that's what 3D printers print.
Yeah.
Those STLs that those 3D sculptors chuck out. So why not? Why not? I mean, it was never really my cup of tea because it got. I don't mind tournament games, or certainly didn't mind tournament games at that point, but it got too finicky. People turning up with all these different fucking 1-inch, 2-inch thingy, and planning out the whole turn with these worms of little movement tokens. You remember this? And then
of course.
You had to measure he's got reach, so I've got to stay away from him, and he's got half inch and this. And then, Jesus Christ, man! It was all under an hour. It was all on an hour clock as well.
Yeah.
So extra pressure.
Yep.
Yeah, So I mean, they did really well to make that game. To be fair, it had some. It borrowed as all games borrow from other games. So it borrowed things from Malifaux and it borrowed things from War Machine and stuff. But they did a good job putting that game together as an idea. Do you not think Guildball was?
I've always
time. I thought it was good.
Oh, okay, yeah, of its time, I suppose. But I've always said that I think they set its design space is in terms of its limits too narrow. They should have expanded them out. You just the recur when players were taken off the field, they came back way too easily and made too much of an impact too easily. It should have been harder to knock people out, but then they stay out.
Okay. So see, and obviously it was based a little bit on Blood Bowl.
Yeah.
Because your complaint was there was only one scenario, but there's only one scenario in Blood Bowl. Scored more touchdowns than the other fella scored.
That is true. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So, and they had a slightly different scoring system, didn't they? You could score different amounts of points based on what you hit.
It was first to 12, was it? And
Something like that. You could
3
score
points
4 for this.
4
and
points for a goal or something. Yeah,
something like for the, and a couple of points for knocking someone out, or a point for knocking a mascot out, or
That's
something.
right. Yeah, 2 and 1. Yeah, that's
or
right.
something like that. So to get to 12, you could do it by fighting, or you could get it by scoring, or a mixture.
That's right. Yeah.
That was quite yeah. I mean, fair play to them. Fair play to them. I can't believe it's 10 years ago it came out. So that wow. So it must have been 12 years ago when he was at SmogCon punching it. Or
I guess so. Yeah.
Whatever, yeah. Well, good for them. Good for them. So Guildball, the old world.
Yeah.
So Guildball wasn't ready for the level of tournament push that came around the game.
Okay. Yeah.
I mean, it was a tournament game at least.
Yeah.
But the amount of people's eyes and the hardcore autistic madmen players who like just fucking rate rule systems by like pushing every crevice as hard as they can until the game cracks.
Yeah, exactly.
They just couldn't cope with it, and in the end, they rage quit. Guildball fucking rage quit and said, "We can't deal with you fuckers anymore.
It's your fault." Like if we're playing our game,
we're getting no bastard money and a load of fucking hassle, so we're finished with it."
Yeah. Yeah. Exactly.
Now, it didn't take very long for me to see the cracks appearing in the old world. And we haven't even started yet, is what I'm worried about.
Well, so I'm currently, that's currently my book at the moment. I'm reading through the rule book and I'm looking...
All 396 pages or whatever.
Oh, I'll go back to the fluff when I've read the rules.
If you're not reading the fluff, who have they written it for?
Well,
because they haven't written it for me.
I'm not saying I'm not reading the fluff.
I thought the days of having to carry around a 10-kilo rule book were long gone. The thing is ridiculous. Why do I want to carry this thing?
It's a lovely bit of work.
It's a lovely bit of work. I don't want it.
All right. Well, you have. I doubt you've bought it.
Why would I buy it?
Yeah, exactly. Because you don't spend money.
I'd certainly spend money. Give me a A5, kind of one of those softback jobs.
Oh right. Okay. You want an A5, like just
take all the fluff out. Just give me the rules.
You don't want no flavour.
Vanilla, mate.
I want a cheese pizza. With vanilla on top.
Cheese and tomato.
Cheese and tomato. That's fine for me. I can order beer in Spanish. Fuck you.
It's good enough for me.
Good enough for me.
So anyway, what were you saying? Well, you've.
So I'm reading. So basically,
you're reading the fluff.
So I'm like, there's an alternative. I do have an alternative mode. If the club was in a great situation, like I would have still played Old World. It would be interesting to try it, but it is a vehicle to keep the club going.
Right.
Like, and not that now we've got the sponsorship that really helps, but it's still a vehicle. It's still a vehicle. And it's like the game that I'm not playing at the moment, that I would really like to play, is Legion Imperialis. But I believe GW is doing its very best to kill that game. Like, kill that game dead. No, but it's because that's the problem is...
It's Horus Heresy. In Little Men. Little Men. I've about the same amount of interest as I have of Epic Warpath. Have you seen that one?
No, I haven't.
It's been kickstarted.
No.
So it's like this scale, but... Antics, wars, nobody cares, mate.
All right, fair enough.
Unless you can use the stuff for Epic, but there's no Epic game to play, is there?
Well, at the moment, GW just haven't released any more models for
but
it.
They're not planning on doing Xenos. So what is that? Oh,
Xenos.
What do I care about this Marine on Marine nonsense?
No, well, I mean, I like that fluff, but if you don't like that fluff, then you don't.
Red fight blue.
Red fight blue, yeah, red fight blue, yeah.
I'll be
green.
You
follow blue leader. Okay.
Whatever.
Anyway.
So you're playing the old world.
So the old world, and the book, like there are some issues like that. I'm going to need to have some house rules to make sure that people don't do the excessiveness that can be done. So have you heard of Linehammer, for example?
Of course, sir. Of course.
Yeah, I expect you to be championing Linehammer.
No, but it's already it's dead in the water.
Are we recording?
Yeah, cool. I've got 2 places recorded. Because I was going to talk about those specific instances. They're on the show notes there.
Okay. So
you've got support attacks that comes under.
Yes. Yeah. Okay. Well, then we'll come up to that. But and so I'm going to need to then have a bunch of house rules to make the game.
It's called comp, sir. Comp rules.
Yeah, comp.
Because did you see the size of the comp they used to have to do in fantasy?
Yes. And looking back with like rose-tinted glasses of some people, they didn't realise that's a bad thing that a game needs that much comp.
13 pages of comp for a tournament.
Yeah, exactly.
Come on, man.
Is that the old Swedish style comp? Yeah.
It was just like you've got to be crazy. I'm not playing under this levels of comp. It's obviously saying that the system can't handle tournaments. So in the same way as 40k, if you're playing this game tournament way, and it's a competitive tournament, not like a Warmaster tournament, apart from Janna's winning everything.
Yeah.
But you know, if you're playing it in a competitive way, you deserve everything that's coming your way.
Yeah.
Because it really can't cope. It can't. There's no way that the team in Forge World, who've got to deal with a million things, are going to be dealing with the questions that are going to be coming about this game and every edge case.
No way.
No way, sir. No way. So back to Guildball, we'll just end up saying, "You've ruined it for everybody again. We're going to have to close it down again."
Well, I mean, like that's the thing. It's like so. I am currently painting some Empire models, which are
with nice buns on them. I don't know who sculpted them. They got really tight buns.
Well, yeah, because they
every one of them. There's no flabby arses here.
Because there's no food, isn't there? Like you can't like. But so I'm painting up some Empire, and I'm using. They're all 3D printed, like alternative GW.
So
like,
no visits to Warhammer World for you.
Oh, what a shame!
That was another thing. So they were saying, "Oh, legacy support, legacy." But I couldn't tell people. Like, unfortunately, Gary's got 2 legacy armies, but I'm saying, do not spend any money on legacy armies. Don't, because give it a year, give it 18 months, nobody will be using them. They'll be dead in the water. Dead.
So there's some Skaven here who like they're 3D printed Skaven, and they look all right.
Yeah, great.
Yeah, like but the Skaven army book has not got some options that old Skaven used to have. But what's been quite nice is like there's like the cry of players who know me well are like, Paul, you need to do Skaven because that's your thing.
Don't do it.
So
there's no updates. There'll be no FAQs. There'll be no nothing, mate. It's just like it is what it is.
Yeah. So
live with it.
So use the Empire will be like the live faction. So that'll be like where it takes an interest, like what I fancy doing next with them. I mean, again, it's like the range I've mostly have gotten hold of is a range called Highland Miniatures. And they're just fantastic. They're just really nice. They're better Empire models than GW did, and they are obviously cheap because you just get someone to 3D print them for you. Nice. Well, actually, tell a lie. So that unit of Free Company actually comes from a different range. Reptilian Overlords, they're called. You can find everything on Etsy, basically. Just type in Empire.
So you're buying STLs or miniatures?
I'm just getting somebody else to print them for me. Like in the club, there's like loads of people who have 3D printers, and it's just they're basically doing it just a bit of almost cost of like what it takes to print them. And then a little bit extra, and it's like, but that's fine.
Do they come with bases?
No, they don't. But bases aren't expensive to get.
Well, unless you get them from GW.
These are bases I already had, but you could always just get bases.
Didn't I say they were 100 for £30?
You probably wouldn't use more than 100, would you? In most armies.
£30.
Yeah,
100 plastic bases. Yeah. Come on, man.
Quite a bit.
Come on, man.
Yeah.
Oh, that was what I was going to say. So the almost immediately on the release of the game, with their support for legacy factions, like within a day or two, they announced 2 events at Warhammer World, which obviously like half the people can't go to because they like Paul and they're using printed shit.
Yeah.
And then all the legacy armies were just binned.
Yeah, well, that's killing half the crowd, isn't it? Straight away.
Not interested, mate. So I can't even bring my GW models to a GW event because they're dead.
Oh, okay. What? As in what? But you've got Orcs and Goblins.
Yeah, I'm all right, Jack.
Yeah.
I wouldn't have bought into a faction that I don't have.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. And
I've got dwarves, but they're Mantic dwarves. But I ain't buying any more. But what I was trying to say is that if you were in Legacy Land, what are you going to do? Just sit at home, cry, while everybody else goes to the ball, Cinderella, and you can't go because you're playing Lizard Men.
But my counterpoint to that is actually how many official GW tournaments are there?
Well, they're putting loads on.
No, but how many are there?
I don't know. But
how many different venues?
One venue.
Yeah, one venue. That's it. One venue.
Oh, for sure. Yeah. I mean, if you go to an LGT or whatever, they're not interested in what fucking flavour or miniatures are.
It's exactly no other event away from GW at Warhammer World is going to say you can't use legacy armies.
So this is how. So another thing we're going to talk about is like these armies of renown. What do they call them? Books. These Force books they're doing.
Arcane journals. This is where the problems are going to come. My words, within 12 months, 18 months. Go on.
So you've got stuff in those books that miniatures don't even exist.
Well, yeah.
So they're coming out with nonsense like, paint them this colour and call them this, or put this guy on this horse and then call them that. Like, convert your miniatures to play. Like, you're making the game, mate. At least make the stuff for the stuff.
Which is interesting because they have said they're a miniature company. and they make games second. So they put out a game system where they don't have the miniatures for.
They'll never keep up with the miniature production. But those theme lists are what are going to get out of hand.
Yeah, I suppose.
Because they'll never balance them. It's not even close. They can't even balance the main game. And then you've got like every couple of months you're releasing 2 sets of books with magic items, new spells, new special characters, new theme lists. It's just not possible.
No.
And to keep up with the amount of work in the same way with Guildball, it's just not possible. You're not going to have a team big enough to do this.
No. Mm-hmm.
So even thinking about doing it's a nonsense. So we'll talk about games. I played 2 games.
Yes. Give me your impressions.
Both showed the limitations of the actual game.
Explain.
So I'm playing a mixed bag orc and goblin list.
Have you taken any more than one unit type? The same.
Only a couple of boar chariots and a wolf.
Okay.
So I got 3 chariots, 2 boar and a
you
wolf.
got 3 chariots.
Yeah, because chariots used to be good.
Oh, okay. Yes, it's straight away. Already you're trying to like push it.
No, but that's why I painted them. That's why this was painted from a previous version.
I don't play crap units.
I do. I've got 9 goblins. So anyway, turns out orcs and goblins have got this thing called impetuous.
Yeah.
So stuff just charges.
Charges.
Can't stop itself.
Yeah.
It's like frenzy or what was it called in Warmaster? Frenzy. Yeah. So, but I've got like a goblin shaman on a fucking wolf chariot, and the goblin shaman doesn't have this impetuous in this frenzy rule. But when he gets in the chariot, it gives it to him.
The chariot does.
Yeah, because the chariot's got it.
Oh.
And it's like unless you take a black orc boss.
Yeah, to like keep order.
And
yeah,
in order to take a black orc boss, you have to take a unit of black orcs.
Yeah, of course.
So you've got to take both of them.
Yeah.
There is no way of stopping this guy just doing what he wants to do and going off.
Well, unless you pass the impetuous rolls.
There's no roll.
No, it's not automatic.
It's automatic.
No, it's not.
It is.
It's not.
It is.
It's 4+.
It's not. 4+.
Yeah. Okay.
On what?
So you basically played the game wrong.
Well, that would help if I did play the game wrong.
Yep. Okay. I will.
All right. Well, that's going to lead me on to the second problem I had in the first game. Apart from the impetus. Right. It's not that I don't know how to play the game. It's because everything is special ruled.
Yeah.
Everything. So the actual core mechanics of the game are relatively straightforward, and if you've played fantasy, you're going to be able to deal with it.
It's more like 6th edition fantasy,
which is one of the ones I played.
Right,
but entries have like 10 special rules each.
Here you go. Right, impetuous. If during the declared charges and charge reaction sub-phase of the turn, a unit includes 1 or more impetuous models,
it does.
able to declare a charge, roll a d6. On a 1 to 3, the unit must declare a charge. On a 4+, act as normal. So what did you play as?
You just had to go.
You got it wrong then, didn't you?
But it's still not great. But
you
it's better.
Read the rules, Barry.
You couldn't read the rules. Because it wasn't even as if the special rules were all in one place. Because you have special rules in the army book, special rules in this book. There was I had entries on my army list with 10 special rules.
Yes, read the
rules. Plus, the army had special rules.
Yeah.
Had spells in this book, spells in that book, no reference sheets. It's like, oh, come on, man. Well, they had weapons that were called, like, for example, I was playing against Gary. He had Lisbon. He had onyx weapons or something, which have their own special rules. You've got Grommel weapons. They got special rules. Choppers have got fucking special rules. It's like nobody can keep this many special rules in their head. So we spent more time looking up special rules than playing the fucking game.
Well, I mean, and you still got it wrong.
Still got it wrong. You're dealing with so many special rules. What's first charge? What's this? What's warband? What's this? What's this? It's like, come on, man.
Come on, man.
There's too many special rules. Too many. Way, way, way too many. They think in order to bring flavour, you've got to bring like complexity through special rules. You really don't.
Well,
Warmaster is the actual epitome of you really don't need to change a lot to make things feel different.
Yeah.
And the amount of special rules in this game was just bonkers.
Well, no, but I don't think it's more than like if it's closest to 6th edition fantasy. I don't think it's more than 6th edition fantasy had.
What, 10?
No.
10 special rules on one unit. On one unit, 10?
Maybe it is 10.
That's insanity.
That's insanity. It's bonkers, mate.
Plus the army rules for the actual army.
Yeah. Well, you've got to have the army rules.
And then you could have potentially you've got your legendary army rules and the character they bring their special rules. It's like, oh man, this is way too mad. So I was getting tired, like properly tired of looking up special rules by the end of it. The game itself played really easily.
Okay,
Apart from the combat resolution was a bit wonky.
Did you do that right?
Yeah, I think so. Like, not much fought if
No,
you didn't charge.
there's not much rolling. There's not actually much killing, is there?
Well, there is. If you get charged. So,
Yeah.
for example, Gary's he had a big old one. Saurus old one.
Oh,
On
no,
a big
Carnosaur.
dinosaur. Oh,
Yeah.
Jesus fucking Christ. And I don't even think he tooled it up. I think he was just naked.
He just ate your army, did it?
Oh, I mean, it was a fight until he got into the fight, and then the thing just ate everything.
Did you try challenging him?
Yeah, of course.
All right.
I did 3 wins to him, then he slaughtered my 220-point war boss, and then that was the end of it.
How about holding him up with unit champions?
Oh, good luck with that. Do you know the overkill bonus is 5 now?
Yeah, but it doesn't kill, like, it doesn't knock wounds off your unit, does it?
Right,
Like-
but it's just, then you're not fighting back, Paul.
Well, no, but it's, well,
How are you going to kill him?
I don't know, like, use something you've got.
There was nothing. I was just feeding him some unit of 25 boys. Scrap them out.
Yeah.
Because he went first, so he charged me because he went through my 2 chariots, went through my challenge on my boss, killed him, pushed me back.
Yeah.
I fell back in a good order or whatever the fuck it was.
Yeah.
And then I got charged again. Because that's what it basically does. Makes you push back and gives them a 3-inch charge into you. And this thing not only destroyed the front rank, he destroyed like 10 models
Oh.
in one turn.
So you're not fighting back.
No. And then what? What am I doing to him?
Well, you've got to, like, get your own big thing
Well,
in.
there you go.
Yeah, like,
There you go.
yeah, fight fire with fire. Get your own big thing.
There
in.
you go.
Yeah.
So in it wasn't 6th then, it was later than that, I think, where this really became a big problem. Was that you've got 1,000 points to spend on characters, and people spent 1,000 points on characters in a 2,000 point game.
Yeah.
So what am I going to have? I'm going to have maybe 2 big fuckers running around with dragons, chopping the shit out of stuff, and some magic.
Mhm.
Nothing to stop them. Nothing. You're not slowing these dragons down. There's no, that we'll talk about that line thing.
Line
Talking about.
yeah.
It's not going to make a fucking bean of difference. You can't wound them.
Yeah.
There's like some of them are so hard to wound.
Yeah.
And like they can mess around with your weapon skill and stuff, make you. And they're attacking first, so the stuff in base contact's not attacking them.
No.
That's all dead.
Yeah. Can't fire into combat like Skaven used to be able to do. Yeah. I suppose. Okay, so
What?
your impression of it is that it'll be Hero Hammer.
Yeah, and there was, unless you've got a big hero, or you're lucky with not stone throwers, they're not doing anything. Not cannons particularly, because they're not accurate
Don't do enough wounds.
Like if you're lucky on a couple of bolt thrower shots, maybe because they're relatively easy to hit, you can hit them on 4s first turn, maybe 3s later on, and take some wounds off them. Maybe if they're not got regens and ward saves, and because that's the other problem, isn't it? Well, you get stuff with 2 up armor and toughness 7, but then they've got like 5 up regen, 4 up ward save. You just can't get any wounds through on them.
Yeah, I suppose.
And these big mounts now, they increase your toughness to give you +4 wounds.
Yeah, they combine it into one profile. Yeah.
Yeah. So you used to, I'm sure you used to be able to take the dragon out.
Yes.
or
Yeah.
something.
They used to be 2 separate models basically. Yeah.
Yeah.
I
And
know.
now it's not. It's kind of rolled into this one mega model.
Yeah, and that's not new. That has been a version of Warhammer.
Yeah.
Before,
I'm pretty sure this was the Hero Hammer version.
So this is Hero Hammer. Yeah.
Yeah. So I think I could see it when I was going through building lists. I was thinking, what could I put in my list that could deal with Gary's Carnosaur hero?
Yeah.
Of which he had 2, by the way, that cheesy
Uh-oh.
bastard. He didn't use them because only 1,000 points.
Yeah.
Everything else in his army I dealt with. The kind of Croxigors, the old, the kind of, what's the old guard called? The kind of Temple Guard. Yeah, Temple Guard. Skinks, whatever. You can deal, cold ones, you can even deal with them.
Yeah.
But this fucking thing, there was nothing I could put against it that could even stand up to it, apart from my boss who got 1 turned. He did some wounds on it.
Yeah. So you got to strike first.
Yeah, and did 3 wounds on it.
Yeah. Okay.
But the guy's got 7 wounds.
Yeah.
And once my guy's dead, there is nothing can touch it.
And he's full effect until he's dead. Yeah.
Yeah.
Doesn't get weak. Yeah.
No, it doesn't get weak. So I'm not sure, and I'm not sure Gary tooled that guy up in any way, shape, or form.
Probably not,
It was
no.
just like the bare minimum,
Yeah.
with no magic items, no nothing.
Oh.
And it's still at my army.
A bit concerning.
What's a bit concerning?
I mean, Skaven will have no answer to it because they don't have hard characters.
Oh, you don't?
So, yeah, you might get a drop on him with an assassin, but an assassin's not going to.
Well, how's he going to kill him?
Well, he's 8. He's not gonna kill him. He
Well,
might do
what's he
some
gonna do?
wounds.
Well, yeah, but they got things that can prevent you doing more than one wound.
Oh, great.
Sounds like immune to things like killing blow and multiple wounds.
Oh, okay.
So even if you shoot him with a bolt throw, he's only taking one wound.
Yeah, chaos will be the worst.
I'm sure.
Chaos will be the worst.
Yeah.
There'll be some demon prince
On a
which is just
dragon.
Like, I cannot die.
Demon prince on his own belt, or
Yeah.
chaos lord on a dragon or something. Yeah. So unfortunately, I think it's come out of the gate, and you can already there's kind of glaring issues, but there doesn't really appear to be any great appetite to fix the issues. I don't think.
I suppose. Okay, so
GW don't do that, do they?
no.
They just say it is what it is.
I suppose you could do a max of 25% of points paid on characters. How about
So it'd
that?
be 500.
Yeah.
I would certainly tone it down, but in game 2 I played Rid.
Yeah.
And we both had 2 level 2 wizards.
Yeah.
Because he was playing Chaos, I was playing
Yeah.
Orcs and Goblins. I brought my Choppy Hero.
Choppy Hero.
Who did alright again.
Yep.
But I'll tell the sad tale of him in a minute. So 2 level 2, so it's going to be a magic fight. So that's cool, because we don't use magic in the first game.
Yeah.
And going first was really good, because I could get in range of me casting spells, but he was out of range for Dispel.
Uh-huh.
So apart from his free table Dispel, I got a fair bit of stuff off. And Rid played the game well. He brought only hard stuff, only stuff with AP negative stuff.
Yeah.
Because the biggest problem in the game, for me, is killing the other people's stuff, because I don't really have a lot of negative AP stuff.
Yeah.
Or I didn't seem to have.
Yeah.
And it seemed to be that it was quite difficult to get good armour, and it was quite difficult to get stuff that bursts through armour.
I suppose the best armour you've got is Black Orcs, isn't it?
Yeah, so you got like heavy armour. You can take
Yeah.
heavy armour, plate armour,
yeah.
plate and shield.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, you're committing a lot of points to this.
Yeah.
They've only got 3 up armour, and if you've got stuff that's hitting you like Chaos Knights on the charge with like -2 and -3 on the AP,
Yeah.
you give it to like without your shields, you're on like 5s up to 6 ups and stuff.
I mean, the best save you can get is 2. There's no 1-up armour saves.
No.
Yeah, that's been ruled out. Yeah.
So I think the game will boil down to people with heavy armour and people with a lot of AP. Preferably people that have got heavy armour and a lot of AP on their weapon.
It's probably Chaos then, isn't it? You know, like I'd say dwarves, but dwarves will lack the mobility. They don't have that.
I don't think they've
they
got
don't
enough
have a
AP
big character.
busting
Yeah.
and stuff.
Yeah, I suppose. Yeah.
Maybe they will, but maybe great weapons give you some ability to damage AP, like might have a minus to armour.
Yeah.
Don't know, maybe some Bromley stuff. But so Rid brought all the AP stuff, and I was having real trouble because I don't have a lot of access to AP. Certainly not charging, and I kept failing my charges.
Yeah.
Which is annoying. Again, I think I was probably playing I had some Black Orcs around, so I wasn't playing Impetuous wrong. I was charging because I wanted to, but didn't make the charges. And if you don't make the charge, you really are in a lot of pain.
Did you remember like you got Swift Stride and stuff?
Yeah.
like that?
So I was rolling 4 dices.
Yeah.
I needed a 6, got 5 or 4 or whatever. But if you charge and fail by 1 or 2 or 3, it's like automatic. You're going to get charged back.
Yeah. Because you're in charge range of them.
Yeah. And they're going to get the maximum bonus is 3, isn't it? So if you fail your charge, you're 3 inches
Yeah.
away, you're in real trouble.
Yeah.
And that happened twice in the game, unfortunately. And so my stuff only has armour piercing on the charge. I didn't really get any charges off. Rid stuff all had armour piercing. Probably on the charge more, but definitely even regularly. And I don't have a lot of armour, so most of my stuff, apart from the Black Horse, didn't even get saved.
Yeah.
It was just like, wow. And when I was hitting back,
Dead.
with being Chaos, they got reasonable saves. Even a Chaos Warrior must be plate armor. It must be 4 up.
The Chosen are plate armor. The regular Chaos Warriors are heavy armor.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
Wow. So that just goes to show you how hard it is to get good armor in this game.
Yeah.
And if you've got weapons with -2 AP, there's not much getting a save.
No.
So I lost that game quite easily. I nearly tabled me, apart from 1 bolt thrower that managed to survive to the end.
How about your Fanatics? You use them?
I did, but I sent them out too early because I was worried they were going to get.
Because they can't be lured out now. So they're a weapon that
You could do it on either turn, send them out.
Yeah.
But you have to send them out, and if you don't send them out and you get charged, you ain't getting them out.
So
Because Night Goblins can't stand up to anything.
Yeah, so send them out then.
Yeah, but I did send them out, but I sent them out slightly too early because you put them out 3 inches and then you roll 2d6, and that's how far they move.
Right, okay.
So you can move like whatever, between 5 and 15.
Yeah.
But the stuff was at the edge of its charge range that I was throwing them out against.
Yeah.
And they didn't reach it.
And then they're going random, aren't they?
Oh, then they go random. One killed itself by one.
Yeah, double, yeah.
And the other one just ran into my own stuff, as it obviously would.
Yeah.
As it would. But that, you can't worry about stuff like that. It's occupational hazard.
No.
So I've enjoyed the game, but I wouldn't want to play competitively.
Oh no. I mean, like, this is not a tournament game. Like, as in the as part of the club, we will hold hold events for that. Phil is already running a doubles event.
Okay, that's cool.
Yeah, which is you bring 1,000 points, and you'll then every round it's random who you're with. Yeah, ignoring like whether they would work together or not. It's just for but
just for fun, yeah. For Tony and Undead, yeah, rocking out.
Yeah, more than fun. But there'll be like taking this to like a serious tournament, like externally, unless you knew that everyone there was at the same attitude, of which they would be in a local, like an eternal club event. I mean, if
it'd be the same as 40k. I mean, you can't even expect it to be as good as 40k because they're not putting as much resource into getting the game right or balanced or whatever.
Yeah, I suppose, yeah.
So it's going to be even worse. So play locally and play for fun and say, don't bring any crazy monstrous characters, no big flying dragons and stuff.
Well, I mean, the only way you can make that like a thing is where you limit the amount of points you can spend on characters, which you can't do at lower levels because you can't actually then have a character.
You can always have a character.
Well, no, but like it's it might
need 50 points.
Is that the
for
case?
hero?
Is that a case? Yeah, like
I'm sure.
I mean, like is to put a limit. Yeah, that might be. I mean, are we talking Linehammer yet? Like,
Oh yeah. So we've already discussed one of the things, isn't it? Which is like the big massive heroes. I haven't seen monsters crushing, but heroes definitely crush.
Yeah.
Big heroes. And then somebody talked about supporting attacks.
Yeah. So with no step up and
because the no step up's bollocks. I don't like that at all.
But it makes the game very different, doesn't it? Because when you had step up attacks, that really so that meant that some types of troop were really good.
Right.
But then so your cheapest stuff is really good. So like if you're goblins with spears,
right.
If they had step up, and it doesn't matter how many die, they're all getting the jab back.
Some of them are getting a jab back. It's not a lot, is it?
No,
they're not doing anything.
Say you've taken a really big unit.
They're not doing anything, though, are they?
No,
what, 10? Even if you're fighting in 2 ranks, 10?
No, but say you had 20 dice. Yeah,
you're not getting 20 dice.
Well, anyway, to have
strength 2, weapon skill 2.
Not strength 2. Yeah. Strength 3 must be strength 3. Goblin's never been strength 2.
Working out.
Do you even lift like that?
Lift mushrooms, mate.
Yeah. So, but having
so goblins the same strength as an orc.
I think so. Yeah.
I don't want to go and have a word about that. I'm not sure. So you would prefer them not to have step up, or is that because you haven't played yet?
No, I haven't played the game yet, so I can't comment.
So your halberdier is what armour? 6?
Light armour, yeah.
6. Fucking forget about it. And nothing to take.
They can take a shield, but they can't use a halberd and shield in combat. So yeah,
that's not happening, is it?
Yeah, so their armour, they're safe as 6.
Forget about it.
Forget about it.
What are they going to do when they charge? Seriously, what are they going to do? They're not going to fight anything.
Well, they'll be Empire, so they'll have detachments and stuff. So they'll one unit will take the charge, and the others will support.
Okay.
Yeah, that's what Empire do.
Support you mean supporting attacks?
Supporting shoots and supporting charge. The Empire units come in with detachments by going around, which is not uniquely Empire. Other armies can do that as well.
Okay. I haven't seen that yet. That's cool.
Well, yeah, because you ain't read the rules, have you?
I've read the rules that pertain to me, special rules.
I think there are some orcs and goblin units that can do that.
I think another thing that came across, volley fires changed.
Yeah, you can't shoot as much. Yeah.
Well, you can.
No, only front rank fires, but volley fire means half the other models.
Rounded up.
Yeah, rounded up. Yeah.
If you don't move, but they fire without any penalty. It's not like rolling hits. It used to be a 6.
Did it?
Yeah, it used to be a 6 for volley fire.
Oh, okay.
That's just everything.
But it used to be in 8th. The default was that everything fought in 2 ranks. That was the default.
Even shooting.
Yeah. You fired in 2 ranks. You fought melee in combat in 2 ranks.
And stepped up.
And step up. Yeah.
Oh Jesus.
So it's
very different to that.
Yeah. This game is not 8th edition. And so now it's 1 rank fights, 1 rank shoots, unless you're on a hill. Hills are important. And there's no step up. So you're right. Like if you get charged in and your fighting rank gets wiped out, that's all you've done. Like you don't get to you just.
Well, you don't do anything.
You get to take a check. And what's important then is unit strength, because if you check and lose your modified test, and their unit strength's more than yours.
I think it's more than double.
Like more than double.
Yeah.
Then it's like then you're running. So unit strength does matter.
Oh no, I think it's if you fail your test and they're more than you, you're running, or if
I think it's more than double. I think
it's more than double.
It's not. I think it's not just. Yeah, I'll have to be careful.
Or if you pass your test, but it's I think there's 3 different ways of running away now, basically, of losing combat.
Yeah.
There's 3 different things that can happen. None of them are good if you lose combat. But
no, I mean, there's like an innate stubborn to like every unit, like because you're checking on your leadership. And if you can fail a modified test, but running away is only when you failed, you've gone above your natural leadership. So like unit champions are quite important because they normally add 1 to the unit's leadership,
as well as an attack.
As well as an attack, so they are worth like getting killed, worth taking and worth killing, because it does. On a 2d6 system like that, even a 1 pip is quite a big difference.
Skaven, 7 anyway, isn't it?
Skaven are like, right, so the leaders, the leaders, like they can add their units rank to their leadership. So Skaven without a character leading them around are so scared. I'm just like, ah.
Well, finally, we're going to discuss the supporting attacks.
The line hand.
So basically, what happens now is you charge in.
Yep.
Everything that's fighting can fight if
Yep.
he's still alive. So I've charged Paul. Paul's got a big long line of some great swords,
Yep.
Zweihanders or whatever you got.
Zweihander. Mm-hmm.
So I kill everything that's fighting me. So there's 5 of them in a line fighting me. I kill all those 5.
Yep.
With my 5 whatever knights that charged in.
Mm-hmm.
And I killed some behind that as well because I've done more than 5 wounds.
Yep.
So none of the stuff that's engaged in base to base can fight me, but all the stuff on the side is considered to be supporting attacks.
Mm-hmm.
But there is no limit to how many supporting attacks you can bring.
As long as it's coming from the fighting rank, yeah.
So the fighting rank. So if I have a rank of 30 crossbows
in a line, that'll be the table.
all shooting, all shooting, all standing shooting as well, potentially. And then even if you kill the 5, you can't kill the stuff behind them, can you? How would that work?
No. I mean,
how would that work? Because there's nothing
models are removed from the fighting rank and then stepped up. Yeah. So.
But there's nothing behind them.
Oh, okay. Well, the models are taken off. Would realistically be taken off in the front, but then they're filled in from the edge.
So you'd still lose. If you killed 10, you'd lose 10.
Yeah, you would. Yeah.
Okay, of your unit, and then everything that wasn't in contact but was in that fighting rank would then attack.
Yeah, that's right.
1 attack.
Yeah.
But if they only have 1 attack anyway, and it's got a great weapon,
that's not a penalty. Yeah.
That's not a penalty at all, is it?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Although I still don't think it will work because I think the big monster won't take any wounds.
No, I mean, and also like in our club, like that's the first like house rule is that there'll be a limit on how wide.
I wouldn't worry about it because
no, but I just like
say that because quite literally your big monster charges in does like 6.
Yeah.
That's pitiful, but it does 6 wounds.
Yeah.
And then fighting back, say I'm 30 wide.
Mm-hmm.
But the weapon skill's going to be hard. I'm going to need a 5 to hit probably.
Yeah.
And then it's going to be toughness 7, so I'm probably going to need a 5 or 6 to wound.
Yeah.
And then it's got like mad armour.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So nothing's getting through on it. And then it's probably might have a regen and ward save and Christ knows what else.
Yeah. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So you're going to lose a combat anyway because you've got no combat resolution. You've got no ranks, you've got no banners, you've got no nothing.
Yeah.
Well, we might have a banner, but it'll just charge the fucking banner and then the banner's dead, I guess. Is it?
What? The banner's always picked up.
Oh, just pulls him from the side.
Yeah.
Musician pull him from the side?
I think so. The only one that isn't replaced is a unit champion.
Okay.
Yeah, isn't by somebody doesn't just become.
So even in the best case scenario, you're going to have 1 from the banner.
Being in close order is 1,
and then
banner is 1.
And then if you manage to do any wounds.
Yeah.
But the monster's just eating you alive.
Probably. Yeah.
So I don't think.
But I mean, I know. So I'll be.
And how big would you cap it at?
10.
10 wide.
So like it'll be your maximum
horde width.
No, yeah. So your maximum width will be double your minimum.
So that was the size of a horde, wasn't it? 10
Yes, it
wide.
was, yeah.
That's why I don't know why they just didn't say that. Just cap it at 10.
I think because they probably play tested this game with nice movement trays that weren't more than 10 wide, and they never realised that some people would
Some idiots.
push the envelope like the way that they would, and also having like 20 models or more, like your 30 crosswoman unit will look stupid on the table. Like it'll be like this long line, like of
Wasn't there a game of 40k that somebody invented? Somebody was deep striking
Yeah,
or something, teleported
classic,
in,
yeah.
and somebody else had picked
stretched out their
a
army.
line
so
of
they-
scouts to
that's
give them
right,
nowhere
yeah.
to deploy.
Yeah,
And the game was over before it started.
That's right. Yeah, classic
Classic GW.
Classic GW.
That normally when they left that gap that big, but somebody had exploited it.
Yeah, exactly. Because chances, I imagine this whole Linehammer thing is because no one in there like played
Right mind.
right now thought that why don't I just be that guy and abuse it in this way?
Yeah, but they were talking about literally. They were saying, "I will make my entire army just a line of whatever it is, whatever the thing is,
Yeah.
whatever the most armor and the biggest swords and a ranged weapon,
Like dwarves with crossbows and
rangers or
yeah.
something. I don't know what it
Yeah,
is.
yeah.
Quarrelers with two-handed weapons
Yeah,
or whatever
exactly.
it is,
Yeah.
and just that's my entire army.
Yeah.
Nothing else. I just stand here and wait for you to charge me, and then everything stands and shoots, and everything hits you on supporting attack.
See, that's the thing. Is like gamers need boundaries. So like they won't naturally form their own boundaries. They won't.
No,
Yeah,
no.
so
But the game doesn't say I can't do it, so
yeah,
I must be able to do
exactly, and that is where something like Warmaster is. So we should really talk a bit about Warmaster.
Yeah, we
and
do
Warmaster
occasionally.
models. Yeah, but it's like that's where something like Warmaster has the beauty of it, because you cannot do such nonsense in Warmaster. Your unit is 3 stands, and that is it. You know,
Sometimes 4.
but it's 3 stands. So yeah, already we're talking about 2 house rules here of maximum fighting rank frontage. Which is and the simple solution is W minimum. So that's 10, 8, 6. Like 6 for like monstrous infantry, like monstrous cavalry. Because the minimum or their rank is 3. Like they
Right.
Yeah, like
I think some of them got minimum 1s, haven't they? Like the really
heavy chariots don't have a minimum, so they'll get 6.
right.
But light chariots, have because heavy chariots can't actually gain ranks. The light chariots can get 1.
That sounds sensible.
Yeah, so that's a sensible fix for that. And you're talking. I hear you about Hero Hammer. So I think the only way to like make that sensible is to actually, when you play at real size games of like 2,000 points, is to say, okay, maximum is 25% on characters.
Yeah, but what if that 25% is just the monster?
But at least it's only
One monster.
one monster. Yeah.
That still might be enough.
Oh, well,
He's not losing the other points, is he? He's still got the rest of their army.
yeah, but if
maybe you have a maximum points you can spend on characters.
Well, that's what I just said.
No, I mean a specific character
Oh, okay, right.
of whatever it was. Because like the big problem comes with special characters is not that they're Ben, which they are. It's the really expensive ones where you're playing like
Nagash.
it's like
Every game has Nagash.
he's 1,200 points.
But it doesn't matter. Well, that we'll only find out when we find out. I mean, like, Empire can get guys on Griffins. They're not the hardest.
I wouldn't worry about that.
Yeah, as in, like, the only way to counter a guy on a dragon is your own guy on a dragon.
But he's not comparable, is he? There's a
yeah.
There's like
It's
a Black Hawk and a Wyvern.
Yeah, like I'm an Empire guy who's lucky enough to ride a Griffin. Yeah, like you're a anointed Chaos Lord on a Chaos Dragon. It's like who's got the bigger axe here? You do.
And the bigger armor. The bigger armor.
Yeah, it's like we could. I mean, that could be tried. It's Hero Hammer. Okay.
I think we've done it anyway.
I think there's no other way to try and address that, because unless you're going individually and saying like the maximum you can spend on that character is that'll be way too much comp. You need for a comp system to work, unless it becomes some of 13 pages long or something. It is just literally simple rules in terms of like maximum 10Y, maximum 25% on characters. And you give your reasons, like as well. Is it like maximum 10Y because Linehammer shouldn't be there and it's abusing a system? It looks stupid. 25% of characters because Uber characters are a problem, and this limits them a bit. Like a bit. Not not the most.
I mean, there might be a way to take them out with magic if you've got no magic because you spent it all.
Well, yeah,
on
exactly. So if you spend all your 25% on your Uber character, you haven't got a level 4 wizard.
Any wizard, probably.
You might not have a wizard.
Or
Yeah,
level
so
2 if you're lucky.
and they can be like affected by hexes and etc. or augments, like the other way. That might be the best way to do it. That's something to try. I mean, like, there is a natural comp there of us, because the armies are built like per 1,000 points. So actually, if you play at 2,000 points, actually you're going to play at 1,999, because then you can't get 2 of the thing. The third rule, the third house rule, obviously has to be there, is a max rule of 3 or 6. 6 for core, 3 for non-core.
Of anything.
Because even
then you're going to struggle with the theme list then, because that's going to push.
I'll have to look at them individually. But no. But if they're core, you can have 6 things, 6 at the same time.
Well, if they move to core, which
basically core is fine. You can have lots of core, but it's when like some people have put down, like, I'm going to put down, what was it? How many gyrocopters you could put down on the table, because it's not actually limited in that way. And it's like, you don't want to play a game against like 10, 12, 18 gyrocopters.
Is it?
Yeah, or something like that. Like gyrocopter and gyro bombers, like the 2 types. It's like,
What am I playing here?
Yeah, exactly. Well, anything. Well, I don't know. I don't think if melee troops can hit things that fly, but they obviously must be hard to hit them things that fly.
Well, how can you hit them?
I don't know. Like, that's I don't know. I imagine there's a negative to hit something that flies, and if the opponent brings everything that flies, apart from their 1 unit of core that they keep at the back or something, then that's no game. That's a game that doesn't need to be played either. Again, because gamers need boundaries. Like, we're coming, obviously, in Warmaster, we don't have those boundaries because the army lists are elegantly written that you can't abuse them in this way. The game can't be abused in such a way. Characters mean jack shit in Warmaster because they're just characters. You can't have hero hammer. And it's like, but this.
We definitely can't have hero hammer.
But we're going in like with this old world. It's like you can't rely on some of our players are whack, but and by that I mean win at all costs. But they don't know they are. They just are.
I love poking Mark. I did it, didn't I?
Yeah.
I did it. Because I just poke him and then run away. So I was saying, I was saying, I'm a bit cross with my orcs. They're not being controllable. So I'm going to play dwarves.
Yeah.
We're going to play dwarves, but I'm going to take 25% of Empire allies. I'm trying to get all the stuff that dwarves can't get.
I'm going to have to look carefully out. There probably won't be allow.
No, you can't allow allies. It's a nonsense. So
nonsense.
my dwarves could bring like 2 units of knights, a mounted hero.
That list you wrote.
Yeah,
it's just like
a wizard with necromancy.
Yeah.
And
What's this?
there was something else you couldn't have. A flying fighting character.
Just iron out all those problems.
So you're like a quarter of your army as
Yeah.
allies, and it was like I took all the complete, knowing full well that Mark couldn't resist it, and he was like, right, that's it, the gloves are off. He's a monster poke-up when he gets going.
So, yeah.
I'll never forget that game where he turned up with 50 lascannon teams. 50 lascannon teams. Who could even paint 50 lascannon teams?
Exactly. 3 colours minimum. It's what I'm doing.
50?
Yeah. Bang. Bang. Lascannon say bang.
What kind of game is this, Mark? He's using lascannons as like lasguns.
Lasguns, there's enough of these to matter.
So I'll just roll my 50 lascannons.
They're all strength 9. They all do multiple wounds.
No armor saves. Take them off.
Your vehicle takes about 3 of them. Bang, that's dead. Right, next thing.
Anyway. Yeah. We've run out of time, so we're going to have to do this.
Was there anything else on the...
Oh, yeah, there are loads.
No, it's alright. What else was there? LG 2024 updates. We need to say that.
We've already done that. Next week, sir.
Okay.
Next week, we've got stuff to talk about, and we need a main topic for next week, and we'll tie that other stuff on.
Okay.
We've already gone over time. So.
eBay prices.
Oh, yeah.
Warhammer Fantasy... Just finish it off then.
Oh, man.
And what's this? And what's 0.6?
Oh, yeah, I'll talk with next week. Do you know how much Box Doom Diver is worth?
What, metal?
Metal.
No.
Original. Oh my god, I don't think there's a price exists for it.
Oh, okay.
I've seen people trying to get £200 for, or $200 for one painted that's half built and like got bits missing. They don't exist. I've got a boxed Doom Dive.
Was that the latest models of Doom Divers that GW made? So aren't they going to be made to order again?
Oh, maybe one day, but they ain't available now.
Right, okay.
People want it now, goddammit.
Okay.
No, because I what's his face? Nick.
Yeah.
Nick says to me, Barry, I'm eBaying some stuff. Do you want first refusal?
Yeah.
I said, yeah, go on then, let's have a look. Mm-hmm. He sent some pictures and he said, oh, the Black Hawks, you know, to you they're £5 each. The Boar Boys like $12.50 each. I go, what? Wolf Riders are a tenner each. I said, what? Those shit plastic There's just no stock anywhere. And people are going mad.
Yeah.
So don't worry, Nick, mate. I'm selling my stuff. I ain't buying any more
3D
stuff.
printing.
I'm selling it. This is mad. So obviously the stuff I paint I'm keeping, and the core stuff I'll keep. Plenty of the fringe stuff, like Black Hawks, metal Black Hawks, get them binned out, man. Doom Dive, I put it on there. Just put it on auction, 10-day auction.
And what did it get?
So it started 2 weekends.
Oh, okay. Right.
Hopefully you don't release made to order halfway through the sale.
Exactly. Do you want me to put a bid on there for you?
Just
to help it.
Yeah. Oh, but the pricing for this stuff, because you can imagine, gee, we've got no interest in even trying to fulfil this stuff.
I mean, it's clear that. Have you seen what they're going to do for Orcs and Goblins?
No.
So they're releasing like a battalion. Basically, the only new model Orcs and Goblins are getting is like 1 or 2 characters, which is, and that I guess that's the.
They're not going to use that cabbage wyvern from the fucking Age of Sigmar, the one that looks like a bowl.
No, they're like. They are making clear distinction between Age of Sigmar models and one of the old one models. And maybe that's actually the reason why the armies that are legacy. That's like Skaven, for example. Like they found a good way to explain it in the fluff. You know, like in terms of Skaven had a civil war, they're underground, nobody knows
doing that stuff.
Nobody knows they exist. I do question about Tomb Kings though, because it's like, why are Tomb Kings active? Anyway, I think it's because the range of Skaven are in Age of Sigmar, and their range is so they are an Age of Sigmar faction,
right.
And GW isn't going to redo an entirely new Skaven range for Old World. So they won't.
But they haven't made any efforts to make stuff available to people.
That is surprising. Yeah, I mean, and there are people, and I don't know how many sales they missed out. Like people like Anthony, who would have bought some Goblin Wolf Riders from GW, couldn't because. Can't get them.
Okay.
So he got some 3D printed ones instead.
Yeah, but I mean, you can't be paying $12.50 for per Goblin Wolf Rider.
Not when
How
you
much
need
is that?
5, 6 at least. Yeah.
Whoa.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, the market's hot on eBay. So if you've got any stuff, listeners, and you're not interested, get it on eBay. Yeah. Even I'm selling stuff on eBay, and that never happens.
There you go. Yeah, you're like.
Anyway, so next week we'll discuss the rest of the list.
What was 0.6?
Oh, that's a sad tale. I need more time for that one.
Okay.
You can watch it. I did a video about him. So,
okay. Mm-hmm.
Anyway. So that was episode 187 with Paul and Barry.
Yep.
I think we're about an hour and 20 in, so that's quite long.
Yeah.
Okay, so we'll see you next time.
Would you like to know more?